This webinar is about Belize and everything people may want to know about Belize, and certainly we're here to share our experience. What are the differences between the various regions of Belize? Belize is a relatively small country if you're comparing it against Canada or the United States, but very diverse, very different. I like to compare Belize as far as the size for people out there, about the size of the state of Massachusetts in the United States or Wales in the UK. So we have 6 districts, kind of like states or provinces up north. Al, do you have a favorite district or a favorite region? Something you could tell us about, the differences?
Well, of course, we live in the Belize district, which the islands are part of the Belize district, which also encompasses Belize City and some of the central part of the country. That became our favorite region. However, if I'm going to visit places, I have other favorites, depending on what we want to see. Cayo has the mountains. Placencia has more beaches.
I have a favorite sometimes when I have visitors, not myself, but when I have visitors that want a taste of a little bit of North American Belize, we go to the northern district, Corozal, on the border with Mexico, where you can cross the border and, not my favorite, but go to McDonald's or Sam's Club or Walmart or a shopping mall or things like that we don't have in Belize, but different. That's up north in the Corozal district. Down south in the Toledo district, very undeveloped, very natural. Love to go down there for the Cacao Fest, a lot of chocolate farms and things like that.
A lot of off-grid living there.
Absolutely. A lot of solar power and off-grid living. Indeed. Dawn, you got any favorite parts of Belize or differences?
So we just went to visit Placencia for the half marathon that we did in December.
Excellent. Yeah.
And we drove, and the new highway is really beautiful, by the way.
It is. The coastal road.
And we stopped at Hopkins for our first time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was really lovely. It was quaint, very small.
Yeah, sure.
But it was actually quite lovely. I thought it was a really nice place, and I'd like to go back there and visit again. One of my favorite places to go, I have to agree with Aldo, is probably Cayo.
Cayo's nice.
I wouldn't want to live there. I love living in San Pedro, Enriquez Key.
Right here on the Key.
This is where I love to live. I think there's enough activity, but it's also quieted enough, which is one of the things we were looking for when we wanted to move down here, was we wanted a quieter lifestyle.
I think that's a good point. I mean, you know where you like, you're based here, but it's so easy to get to other places that are so very different here in Belize. And to give people, our viewers an idea of how easy it is to get to places, we're in San Pedro now. I live in Belize City. I flew out here yesterday evening, 15-minute flight, small Cessna, quick, easy. Cayo, your favorite or one of your favorites here, you get to Belize City, it's maybe 2 hours or less of a drive, and I'd say similar to 2.5 hours to drive south to Hopkins, Placencia, and those other places. A very diverse country, very easy to get around.
Yeah. It really is.